So I mean, it's up to you guys, and stream's on. So
Alright, hold on, just checking if they're ready.
okay, keep my mic.
Alright, and we're starting. This should be a good game. We are live at the University of Hawaii versus Whitman College CSL match. This is set 2. University of Hawaii is up 1-0. I'm Jugan, the captain of the UH CSL team, and with me is Tenza, our awesome streamer observer guy. So take it easy, I'll be referring to him as Sang in this cast. Is a Season 2 Grandmaster, so he is a pretty good player, arguably the best player in Hawaii. And not much is known about his opponent, JWR something. Yeah, but Sang said that this guy is pretty good, so we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. Sharker's Plateau is basically a 3-player map because you can't spawn in close positions on this map. So yeah, that's a little interesting thing that people didn't know when it was first added to the map pool. So you'd often see people scouting close positions when there was in fact nobody there. So PvP is a really weird matchup. It's part of the reason why I don't play Protoss. Oftentimes it comes down to, you know, like who gets their warp gate up faster, and if you get your warp gate up, you know, just a hair slower, or if you lose that early Stalker or Zealot, you know, that can actually cost you the match. So it's kind of reminiscent of ZVZ and Brood War. We see Sang doing his little mineral stacking tricks. He loves his mineral stack, something that he would never stop talking about. Very standard builds for both players. Gateway on 12. Take it easy. If you saw his probe moving around the base, he's just looking for a proxy pylon. Very standard stuff. Some of the things that you do see, you know, Grandmaster players do, because, you know, maybe somebody proxies you 1 out of 1,000 times, but you know, if you catch it once, then you know, it'd be totally worth it. And we do see the Whitman College player scouting the close position, which is not good because he has a 0% chance of spawning there, but I guess he didn't know that. Gas just finished for Sang. I think Ruffin's build is a little bit behind. We do see that all of Sang's stuff is just finishing just a hair faster, and you know, that can go a long way, especially in PvP, because again, like I said earlier, if you're a hair slower on your warp gate, or if you know you lose that early Stalker, then you know that could swing that could totally cost you the game, because PvP is a very momentum-based game, especially in the early stages when you do have those warp gates coming out and warping in units constantly. The momentum can easily shift in one player's favor and just cascade into a victory for that player. So we do see Sang is scouting the Whitman College guy's base, and both players are scouting each other at relatively the same time. So I guess it's not too bad that he scouted the close position first. We do see, yes, warp gate being researched, Stalker being chrono boosted out for Sang, whereas Ruffin has made a Zealot first, which is kind of interesting. You know, the debate between Zealot plus Stalker or Stalker first, you know, I think, oh, sorry, I totally missed that Zealot for Sang. Yeah, he did get a Zealot out first. I guess he chrono boosted that out and I missed it. I was too busy looking at the probe. There was a gas steal by Sang. I don't really see gas steals these days. I guess Sang wants to prevent him from doing some kind of robotics build or something, or getting DTs. But 2 more gateways going down for Ruffin. I think this is kind of a standard 3 gateway expand, maybe. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the PvP builds, but second gas just finished for Sang. We should definitely see some kind of tech. Sentry's going up, so after this initial Zealot Stalker probe push that Sang's doing, I think we should definitely see an expansion going down, because he is getting a Sentry, adding on 2 more gateways right there. And Sang definitely does have the advantage for now in this little push. Oh, his Stalker takes some damage and was caught. But he does have the advantage of taking down that Zealot. And once the first Zealot goes down, and now Sang's Stalker does have the advantage over the other Stalker. The Zealot might even survive. It does survive. And now Ruffin's base is completely undefended. Warp Gate is just finishing. Sang's sitting at the ramps, not doing anything, and he could have done a lot of damage. He's going to do some damage now. Let's see how many probe kills he gets. He could have done a lot more damage. And one probe kill goes down. Sang wisely microing away his Zealot, his Stalker. 2 probe kills, 3 probe kills. That's awesome. That's definitely a good trade for, just for a Zealot. He did kill a Zealot, a Stalker, and 2 probes, so he came out way on top there, getting more bang for his buck out of the Zealot. Warp Gate's finishing for Sang. Yep, he did add a Robo-Bay, and I think we should see expansion going down sometime soon, unless he's going for some kind of immortal timing push. But I don't think that's highly likely, seeing that he does have 3 sentries out. Piling going down at the top of the ramp for both players. This is sorry, that was a Ruffin has added a 4th warp gate to his gateway count, so I wonder if we're gonna see some kind of push. But he did add on some sentries to his army, and that's not usually what you see when you go for warp gates. I mean, yeah, sentries aren't really good on offense. They're really good at holding defensive positions, especially ramps. Fast Colossi for Sang. So I totally misread his build. Sang is usually a macro-oriented player, but he did trick me for that, go for that fast Colossi. Sang does like to trick me a lot. And we see a push coming out for Ruffin. There's no pylon on Sang's side of the map, so I don't really know what exactly this push is going to do. I think it's ultimately doomed to fail because Sang does have 3 sentries. Ruffin is taking that opposite watchtower, I guess just to see what's going on. And Sang has the observer in Ruffin's base, so he does see exactly everything that's going on. Probe's still being chrono boosted out for Ruffin. I wonder, I think he should cut probe production if he's going for push, and the push is going in now. Sang does scout it with his the Stalker Immortal is out to hold the ramp. There are also sentries. I wonder if he's just going to sentry the ramp or split the army in half. Sang is kind of dancing around. That was a little dangerous. He could have missed that force field, and Ruffin's marching up the ramp. Can you see the force field? Oh, Sang force fields the back of the army, and oh man, that's pretty huge. The Zealots are up in the face of Ruffin's army and able to deal tons of damage because the back of Ruffin's army is force field. And he is going to lose all of those units. Look, Sang's only lost a few Zealots and some Stalkers, but Ruffin has lost almost all of his army. Only 1 Zealot getting away, and the food differential is huge now. Sang almost has double Ruffin's unit count, so that's pretty bad for Ruffin, especially since Sang's going for fast Colossi. First Colossi is out, second Colossi is on the way. I think Sang's going to either wait for 2 or 3 Colossi, but as Dan Artosis likes to say, when you are ahead in a game, always get more ahead. Don't try and finish the game off right there. So and we see Sang as an example of that. He is just throwing down a Nexus, playing really passively. He knows that since he killed Ruffin's army, he doesn't really have to commit to anything. He realizes that the only way Ruffin can get back into this game is either if he pumps out a ton of units and goes for some kind of tech such as Blink, or goes into a very risky expansion with no army at all. But it's more likely to see that army being pumped out, because if Sang decides to push, he wouldn't have anything to hold his expansion, and that would be an instant GG. But it looks like Ruffin is setting up for some kind of timing push. Probe was sitting at the natural but didn't throw down a Nexus, so he's just I guess hanging out, or I guess he is throwing down a Nexus, but that's kind of bad, especially in PvP, because you're just straight up playing with a huge disadvantage, and going middle of the road is definitely not going to win you any games, especially in PvP when you're down by 20 food, and I don't think he knows that Sang has Colossi out and is getting extended thermal lances upgrade, so that's going to be pretty huge. Pilot Council is going down for Sang. 2 more gateways are being added on. They're almost finished. So I guess we'll see both players going for Blink, I suppose. Ruffin's going for Zealot legs. I kind of disagree with that, especially, again, since Sang has Colossi. Zealot legs are kind of bad, because those Colossi just eat apart those Zealots quite easily. whether or not you charge or not. And I think charge is actually a little detrimental to you because when your zealots charge, they kind of tend to stack up and line up, so the Colossi can just easily destroy those zealots. But Sang, just playing very passively, knows that he has the advantage. He's up almost 10 workers, and he knows he has the advantage. Knows his expansion is up faster. Knows that he has better tech. And so yeah, we do see Sang researching Blink, and wonder if he's gonna. Yeah, he's almost got a third Colossi out. So I wonder what time he's gonna use to push, but we can definitely expect when Sang pushes out, we can expect Sang to pretty much crush Ruffin's army because. I mean, do the math, 3 Colossi versus, no matter how many Zealots you have, as long as you have some Zealots and Stalkers of your own, you should win. So, Sang's doing a great job just macroing up, making sure that he doesn't lose any advantage that he's gotten.